Hey guys, welcome back to Kelsey's Creative Food Channel. Today we're going to be cooking homemade chicken noodle soup. My little one is so sick. Hope it's not the Rona, but we went and got tested. We're waiting another 2 days and we should have the results. But today would be a perfect day for some homemade chicken noodle soup. So let me show you what we're going to add to the soup. So these are the ingredients. I like to wash my chicken with lime juice and water. But we're going to use salt, pepper, onion powder, parsley, garlic powder. I like my chicken noodle soup thick, so I use like a tablespoon of the cornstarch. What do we have? Carrots, celery, onion, and home-style egg noodles. These are in the frozen section, but it makes the soup so good. I highly recommend to get those noodles. If not, you can just use dry egg noodles. And then usually I do a whole chicken, but I am going to cheat, and I got 2 breasts. I'm going to cut off the skin and boil the chicken. I get the bone in because I like the broth. One ingredient I don't have on here, which I need, is chicken broth. So any type of chicken broth. Mine's powdery, so I do about 2 tablespoons of chicken broth. So this is the chicken broth that I was talking about. It's not like the bouillon cubes. It's powder. It just looks like that. But I do 2 scoops. And then I kind of just taste it. If it needs more, I'll add more, depending on how much water I use. So let's begin. Okay, so we cleaned up all of our chicken. Look how it took off all the skin. And then any excess fat. I'm not into fat at all, but if you like fat and skin, keep it on. And then I just add a little bit of water so it boils a little bit quicker. And we're going to put the top on and check it here in about, I don't know, 25 minutes, see where it's at. And I'll put this on medium-high. Show what I'm doing here. And then I see this little brown spot, we're going to cut that off. Okay, so we've taken the chicken out. Show them the chicken. And we're going to keep the water we cooked the chicken in. And I'm going to add my 2 scoops of chicken broth in that hot water. Again, if that's not enough, when you're cooking it, just taste the water to see if that's enough. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to shred up the chicken right here. Once I get all of this chicken shredded, we'll add it back to the pot, add in our vegetables and our noodles and the rest of our seasoning. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead while I'm chopping up my chicken, I'm going to add my veggies to the soup. We're going to broil them while I'm chopping up the chicken. This is super hot. So I want to say I put about 4 stalks of celery, 3 large carrots, and 1 medium yellow onion. And so far all we have in here is 2 scoops of chicken broth. And I got it on medium-high. We'll let this boil while I'm chopping up the chicken. Because the chicken's already cooked, so it's just going to go in here for marination. We'll put our lid on here. Actually, I'm going to turn it down to medium-low. Come on over here. Alright, so we got our veggies in our water, and I got our chicken all shredded up. I'm going to show them what it looks like. And we're going to add our noodles, and these are these yummy home-style egg noodles that are in the frozen section. So much better than the dry noodles. We'll mix these around. And so I am going to add some parsley. Thought it was open. Seems like every time I do a video, something's going off. Alright, so I just eyeball everything, so I don't know how much to tell you guys, but this is too full. But that's about good. What do you say about a tablespoon? And as far as the salt goes, it tastes salty just with the chicken broth. Don't add any salt. Garlic powder. Onion powder. Add a little bit of pepper. This one, like this. And then is my cornstarch. I always have a little bowl, a cold bowl on the side whenever I add flour or cornstarch. And the reason why is that if you add cornstarch to hot water, it will clump up. So I'll take my tablespoon, add it to the cold water, and I can't find my whisk, so I'll just, this is the consistency you want. And then we'll just add it in with our hot water. And if you don't like your chicken soup thick, then don't add cornstarch. Once this starts boiling, I'm going to add my shredded chicken. Alright, so what I'm doing is seeing if it's thick enough, and I definitely want it thicker. So, look how the noodles just came to the top. So good. So what I did is I added another tablespoon of cornstarch. I'm going to add it right here. I hope my babies love this soup. Another good idea is to add some biscuits. Put some biscuits in the oven, some butter on top. Dip it in this. That'd be really good. Or instead of the noodles, you could use the biscuits and make them into dumplings and throw them in. Like a chicken gnocchi. Gnocchi, I think that's how you say it. Look how it's getting thicker. Yep. I think we got the consistency we want. Alright, I'm just going to let this cook a little bit longer. Hey guys! So it is finally done, and I added a teaspoon of butter. I like butter in my homemade chicken soup, as long as it's not that Campbell's soup, because it's already too salty. But I miss y'all. I haven't posted in 2 weeks. Been super busy with the new job. And today, the reason I cooked my chicken soup is my little one's been so sick. I was crying yesterday because his temp was like 103.5. He's been having like a low grade temp for, what has it been? I want to say about a week and a half. I took him in last Tuesday to the urgent care, and it was due to an ear infection. So I thought that's why he had, a temperature. And so the doctor, and I asked her, I was like, hey, is there any way that we can do, the Rona testing? because he has all the symptoms. He's coughing, he wasn't puking. Again, it was just low grade, but that's what they say is with the Rona, it's a low grade temp. So I asked her, she denied it. She said no, he's a child. It's not going to affect him that much anyways, blah, blah, blah. I was upset, but I understood that there was only so many that clinic, could they only have a certain amount of testing that they can do. And I'm sure that they were trying to save those for the people that are at high risk. So I took him home thinking maybe, she might be right. It might just be the ear infection that's causing the fever and, these flu symptoms. And then yesterday I get up in the morning and I cook breakfast for the family before I go to work. So I'm up at like 6 and me and him went to bed really early. So he gets up with me. He's like, Mom, can I do my chores early and get them out the way? And have you help me? I was like, yeah, absolutely. Let's do it. So I get the trash ready by the door for him. He takes it out, comes back in, and he's like, Mom, I need help. It's too tall for me to get the garbage into the can. I said, no problem. So I go out there to help him, and all of a sudden he just starts projectiling and puking. And I was like, oh my God. So I get him inside, I strip him, he's burning up, and he wasn't acting like this before. Obviously, I'm not having him do chores when he's not feeling good. So I take his temp, and it's 103 at that time. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And he's still moving around, nothing bad. So I go to work, and I know the temp is like red alert, like you need to take him in again. But for some reason, like, I already took him in. They couldn't do nothing for him. So I thought in my mind, like, that's what's going to happen anyways. They're not going to do nothing for him. So I give him Motrin, like I've been doing. And maybe that's why he's had the low-grade fevers and not high-grade, because he's been taking the Motrin and Tylenol back and forth. And his antibiotics for his ear. And his ear is actually completely fine because of the antibiotics. So so let's see. I come home early. He doesn't answer his phone, and that's not like him. He blows me up like all day long because he's bored at work. So he's not blowing me up. I'm calling him. His phone's going straight to voicemail. I'm like, okay. Usually he charges his phone if it dies right away. So it worries me. I get off early. And I'm talking to one of the nurses I work with, and she's like, Kelsey, you need to get him in for testing. And I was like, I know, but where do I go? And she's like, well, we actually, with you working with the hospital, we have our own clinic, and it's a mobile clinic, so you just drive up, they do the testing there. It's like, well, the urgent care didn't tell me about this. So anyhow, I take him in. We get the testing. We're still waiting for the results. And I just hope it's not it, but it's like every sign. He's coughing, he has the fever, puking so bad, and the puking and that high grade fever just started, but it's been terrible, like, because of the news, and I'm always watching it, and he obviously observes everything I do. He's just like, Mommy, am I gonna die? And it's so scary because he literally looks so fatigue, just really bad, and there's nothing you could do to help him. However, his breathing is not bad, and that's like a really big sign that you have the COVID. So it's it's a 50-50 whether he has it or not, and his breathing was affected. I would be at the hospital and he'd be admitted. There's no way I would have thrown a fit, but this stuff is just crazy. It's just nuts. Gosh, and I just hope it's the flu. And gosh, I just do. I'm like, oh, I hope it's just over with. He's down to like 99.5 right now. So whatever we're doing is working. So lots of Gatorade, just like flu, lots of Gatorade. And that's what gave me the idea to make chicken soup. I haven't made chicken noodle soup in forever. The only time I seem like I make the chicken soup is when someone gets sick or it's really cold outside. I guess that's for anybody. But that's what gave me the idea. I am going to tell you I cheated. Usually I cook a whole chicken and shred it. But this time, because I made it just for me and him, and we really like breasts, I just did the chicken breast. It had skin on it, but I make sure I buy the one with the bone. And the reason I do that is for the flavor. As you guys seen, when I took out the chicken, I kept that bowl of water that I boiled it in, because that flavor is so good. I love it. But those 2 tablespoons of chicken broth is all I needed. That was perfect. 2 tablespoons of the cornstarch was perfect. And now I'm going to taste it. I have yet to taste it. Those noodles are perfect. And I did add probably 1.5 tablespoons of salt at the very end. And the reason I stay clear of salt is because I love salt. And I have this problem of oversalting everything. But because of that problem, I have figured out how to. But anyways, yeah, that's just not much to talk about. I don't got much going on. However, I have been thinking about going back to school. I really want to work from home. Just because, Domain, you know, with me, it's not even about Domain. With me living here without family help, you know, for Lala's doctor's appointment or when he gets sick, missing work is going to be an issue, and I don't want that. I don't want to be embarrassed and have attendance issues. So I've been really trying to, I would love to do this for a living, just do videos, but that's not going to work. So yeah, I've been really wanting to find something that I could do from home. Yesterday I was looking at some type of billing and coding, you know, certificate and work from home, but they advertise you can work from home. But then when you start looking for an actual position, I found out that you don't even get the chance to work from home unless you have experience, which I do. I'm actually the front end of billing and coding. I do insurance verification. I deal with the procedure codes for people's surgeries or medication and stuff like that. And that's kind of that is what billing and coding is. They analyze what we put in and make sure our codes that what we put in are correct, so the hospital or doctor's office gets a reimbursement. But I have not actually been titled a biller and a coder. So without that being on my resume, it's very hard to find a position from home. And with us moving around, I want a remote position where I don't have to jump job to job. It's like, you know, I just don't like it. I want to work from home and have a consistent income or open my own business. It don't even have to be billing and coding. I don't know what it is that I want to do. But I want to work from home. I want to figure something out. I would love to be a business owner. Not a big one. Just me, maybe a couple people if I do open a business, but something small. I know it's out there, and I don't know what avenue to go. I wanted to do real estate, but right now I don't think that's, I've always wanted to do real estate, but I don't think right now with what's going on in the world, that'd be a smart move. So, until our economy picks up, I want to find something consistent at home on the computer. I would love to I love sales. I love marketing. So if anyone sees this video that can offer me something or give me advice, please let me know. I want to try something different. I want to be in the comfort of my own home. I want to start my own business or work with a good company. I want to be stable. Working at the doctor's office is not the ideal place right now. because of what's going on. And I'm actually surprised that for a position that we do, that we'd still be there. I was told that eventually that it will be taken home, but I don't feel like they're moving as fast as they should. My last position where I was working immediately when this started happening, because it's a desk job, they did everything within their power quick to get us home and safe. It felt like they cared. Not saying that these people don't, but yeah. And I could be totally wrong. It might take a whole lot more because of HIPAA purposes and stuff like that for where I'm working at now, to bring us home. So, and maybe that's why. I don't know. But the people I work with are so sweet and very welcoming. So that's what I enjoy and very thankful for. For you mommies that are watching, I am curious to what your guys' decision was as far as sending your kids to school, or were you guys homeschooling? And if you guys did choose to homeschool, how are you guys fitting that in your schedule with you and your husband working, or is one not working because of this? How did you guys manage to do it, or are you guys doing night school? Because I wanted to do full virtual for Lalo, and my thought was, during the day, he would just entertain himself, do what he would do at nighttime, and then reverse it and do school during the night when we get home, so we know things get completed and completed the correct way, or if he needs help, we're here. So let me know what you guys are doing and how you guys are doing it. I'm just curious to find out how people are adjusting. Those noodles are so good. I never knew about them until I was working at this actually this was my first job, a little dish network retail company. Anyway, the owner's aunt made chicken noodle soup, and these noodles were in there, and I was like, did you make homemade noodles? She was like, no, actually they sell egg flour noodles in the frozen section area. I was like, okay. And so I went and bought them, and every time I make chicken soup, if I can, I will go down there and buy these noodles. That's what makes the chicken soup. I've actually never made homemade noodles before. I would actually like to try it, because I am a pasta lover. I am going to be honest, this is a little too watery. I thought it was a good consistency, but it's not bad, but I would have put another, probably 2 more tablespoons, so 4 tablespoons of that cornstarch. I like my chicken soup thick. Another key to this recipe is when you're boiling your meat, don't cook it all the way. Like, cook it, but by the end of the meat, when you're peeling it off, it should be not all the way pink, but like not hard. I don't know that. It just should be soft, 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 almost uncooked. And the reason that is, and then don't even add it back. You guys seen how I did it. I didn't add the chicken in, you know, before I added my veggies in, let that cook almost to complete. And then I add the chicken in and let it sit for probably another 20 minutes on like medium low. And then it'll cook the rest of the way. And the reason why is who wants a dry chicken? Nobody. So that is the key to homemade chicken soup without overcooking your chicken. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. And I'm going to let you guys go. Please let me know if you know anybody that's looking for any virtual assistants, any online marketing, anything. I want to do something. No bogus stuff. I know there's a lot of scams out there right now since what's been going on. I've seen all these different scams on Facebook. But please let me know. Also, for you moms, I want to know how you guys are doing the homeschool. If you guys are, and how you guys are working with it into your schedule. Love you guys. See you next time. Bye.